Pagans. So there's no G in it. So
Pagans.
pagan. Oh,
Pagan?
pagan.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll remember it. Pagans.
Okay. Just whenever you're ready.
Sorry. Okay.
No, you're good.
Innocent until self-awareness. Frozen halo. Forming formless pagans to help start a holy war. Poet, prophet. Poems used as garnish methods to people's insecurities. Consulting monks. Libraries. It's libraries.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, pause.
Innocent until self-awareness. Frozen halo forming formless pagans to help start a holy war. Poet, prophet. Poems used as garnish methods to people's insecurities. Consulting monks, libraries. Cinnamon sigh, nicotine hitting bloodstreams. Flower carpets, sullen and sudden in metaphors. Concerto, sweeping movements, yielding in romance. Fruitful as flowers lay as carpet for earth's land. Poetic romance. Destiny in romance. Love and lingering yearnings. Always chasing. It takes something more than confidence to allow yourself to be what you've always wanted to be and still go beyond, inside or outside of poetry. I said of. I can start that. I can do that one again. It doesn't matter.
Pause when you're ready.
It takes something more than confidence to allow yourself to be what you've always wanted to be and still go beyond, inside or outside poetry. To whenever you find truth, you're generally alone. Life is not a poem. Let it be spontaneous, the feeling of passion, with art following behind as art is created by its own derivative birth. It reveals meaning as it needs to show in experience. As my eyes see nothing but dreams, roses at my feet, hopeless key to your heart. Internally chase always. There's something addictive to be in the yearning of life. Sometimes to live is to endure killing courage in the process. To be loved. Conflicting. I want you. You're not brave enough to be. Being pulled apart. Suffering more so from private imagination than in reality, making reality always looking softer.
I'm ready when you are.
Thinking over it because I
No,
feel
right.
bad.
What, you enjoying him so far? Or?
Yeah, I like him. that just secretive and conclusive?
Secretive.
I promise you, no, because in high school, you're not recording, are you? You're recording?
Maybe.
Oh, okay, whatever. No, in school, I used to, like, read and then, like, I used to write the, and I used to not write the E, and I would rewrite lines.
Yeah.
So I honestly think I have a form of dyslexia that's self-diagnosed. And easy words, like, I should be able to read.
Yeah.
Like, you can see I can read.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, just easy words just fool me. And I go, you know how something's, like, too easy? Like, that's too easy. It must not be that word. My brain just doesn't comprehend certain words. I'm not dumb. I just can't do it.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about me. I need to see a doctor. Okay, I'll start. I felt the absent. Pause. I felt the absence of life in most. So I turned to poetry for life instead and felt no regret since. And there is nothing as beautiful than the life I missed out on, as the life I experienced could make me smile because no other life could do. Freedom, the secretive and conclusive gesture that life has bred in the ether, echoing with it in the air. Perhaps it's greater than love to the poets. It is all that above freedom is, or it does not exist. There's a scent to it, as our hands naturally know how it feels, to every attempt to There is a scent to it, as our hands naturally know how it feels, to every attempt to grasp upon and hold. Only in moments of death, perhaps as we let go of the life we had led, we can finally experience it, providing better ecstasy than any elimination. I had always for something I could never touch. Poetry cannot constantly be split into dreams and reality, for I have no idea how the souls stay sane, living in this duality. For me, it's useless. Being alive. For me, it's useless. Being alive, if one is not the path of personal
Elevation.
For me, it's useless. Being alive, if one is not on the path of personal elevation, whether that's in love of thy soulmate,
Transcendence.
transcendence. Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
I'm not gonna stop playing. For me, okay, I'll pause.
pause.
Okay. For me, it's useless being alive if one is not on the path of personal elevation, whether that's in love of thy soulmate or just the transcendence. Okay.
Transcendence. We can skip it.
Say it. I'm saying.
Transcendence.
Transcendence. Okay. It's perfectly spelled out. I don't know why I can't read that. Okay. For me, it's useless being alive if one is not on the path of personal elevation, whether that's in love of thy soulmate or just the transcendence. Okay, I'm really sorry. Transcendence.
Yes.
I can say it. Transcendence. Okay. Do you want me to hold it?
That's alright.
For me, it's useless being alive if one is not on the path of personal elevation, whether that's in love of thy soulmate or just the transcendence of one's illumination. But the saddest thing is not whether we can reach it before death. It's that those rare people who do get frowned upon, be called mad and turned away into exile by the layman's mundane ignorance. Let me say, by the layman's mundane ignorance. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Number 2 for the second one. Whenever you're ready.
Drunk. Start again.
Nice.
Eyes drunk upon original beauty, yearning of love, nothing but a famous thought, famed poetry, tears of muses, its surprisingly overwhelming and addictive waves, how divine anyone can become, sharing streams of consciousness with one's own muse. For I stumbled upon love, where their beauty had allured me in, romance nothing but a cage. I dare not to escape, for everything now has completely lost its value. Without thy lover, sadness caught in my throat, unable to speak and easily seen, knowing it isn't impossible to express everything running through the mind, just in separate poems. I'm only heading towards attention, being the presence of my lover, elevation in illumination. To everyone else is mundane, dull and local, lacking in substance, mystical attributes, originality. For my muse has left to that other place, leaving us to be fully. For I will murder the entire humanity in exchange to spend forever with thy lover. For now, I'll accepting my soul selling to thee. There's something addictive about the romance yearnings that brings not only meaning, it magical. Is it magically or magical?
Magical.
Magic. There's something addictive about the romance. There's something addictive about the romance yearnings that brings not only meaning, it magical produces and highlights one's own destiny. Poet though it can be, produce the most okay, pause, study that one again.
Right.
There's something addictive about the romantic... okay, no, this one's going to be annoying. Okay. There's something addictive about the romantic yearnings that brings not only meaning, it magical produces and highlights one's own destiny. Poet, though it can produce the most spell-binding poetry while in this state, do not dwell and embellish its garnishing with poems. Always put in the work and meditate over time. Your yearning changes from dreams to reality. Muse. Perhaps poetry is similar to our philosophy. Questions without answers, just with romantic overtones and beautiful veils. That is... Pause, starting again. That Muse. Perhaps poetry is similar to philosophy. Questions without answers, just with romantic overtones and beautiful veils, that is all derived from something dark and painful, to poetry, I can dictate myself to. Not only it seduces me from its tempting words, pulling me in, to which I thought where I would find love. In the end, it heals my wounds, leaving me alone, asking if there is an actual love that poets had been talking about since Plato's time, but to each of us that can provide this life a particular talent and skill, matching our own rhythm and suffering. I'm rubbing my skin against poetry, words instead of fingers, and breathing. I'm going to pause because how do you want me to say that?
Ignore it.
Just say holding hands?
Yeah.
Okay, is it right if I say poetry than words?
Yeah.
I can go. Sorry.
Just go from...
But to each of us that can provide this life a particular talent and skill, matching our own rhythm and suffering. I'm rubbing my skin against poetry, words instead of fingers, and breathing, holding hands, walking into church and bursting into a ball of flames, confessing into a ball of flames, confessing my own trebling desire, faces of poetry stepped onto every step taken, thinking I'm being placed on the hall of fame. I just turned sober and left with the hall of shame. Not with innocence, my life happens when I shut my eyes. Let the suffering writer a new philosophy, just to smash everyone's own dreams.